Welcome to the Winning the Week with Scott Auld live stream and podcast. This is your episode 63 for 8/26/26. Look at that. It's a numerical repetition. It's a mirror. Tonight we've got my guest host, Fred Finds Out, is hanging out with me here tonight. So we'll get to know him a little bit. We got a commenter and encourager of the week. As always, I want to talk a little bit about my new video and tell you what's coming up next week. And I thought we'd have a cool goal tonight. Tonight's goal will do 500 comments and 30 thumbs up. So if you haven't already clicked thumbs up in the chat, be sure you do that. I think we can get to 30. We did 25 last time, and we were over 500 comments last week. So I know we can get over 500 comments in the chat. So what I'd like to do first is get to know my friend Fred here. So, Fred, why don't you just introduce yourself and talk a little bit about your YouTube channel, how we met, and all that kind of cool stuff.
Hey, everybody. My name's Fred, and you used to know me as Santa Fred of New York. And I recently changed my name to Fred Finds Out in an attempt to kind of separate my Santa Claus persona from my other stuff that I've been doing, hiking, biking, ancestry work, trying out some stuff lately, some food, and just all sorts of anything that kind of floats my boat at the time is what I'm going to be doing from now on. So Santa Claus is still definitely a big part of my life, and that season's coming up, so you'll see everything get all whited out, and I'll start getting ready for the season, and you'll definitely see a shift. So you may not even recognize me by the time I'm fully done. So
I really like this name, Fred Finds Out. It's really catchy and easy to remember, and it opens you up to really explore anything in the entire world, anything you want to, right? You can go explore, you can discover new stuff, you can go on your cemetery haunts or your bike rides or your tier ranking listings, like these screenshots say, right, when you're doing the Aldi sticks and the whatever the heck those Brunswick things are. I don't even know what that is. That's not my cup of food, buddy. It's not
tuna and chicken.
Some kind
I got those at a
spread
Dollar
thing.
Tree.
It looks disgusting. It looks like cat food.
$1.25 a box.
It looks like,
right.
Is it like come in a powder and you mix it up, or is it like a?
No.
Is it wet in the box?
You get like a little pre-mixed tin of like tuna salad or chicken salad, and then they give you crackers to go with it.
Oh, the crackers come with it too. So it's little cracker spread that looks disgusting. It's
actually not too bad. It's not that bad. It's not.
Was the chicken salad the buffalo the one that won? Is that why it's up front?
Yes, that's really good. Like I was thinking about going to get some today. So
see,
$1.25.
I don't naturally
pack it in
like
on a
tuna
bike.
salad. I don't naturally like tuna salad at all. I don't like chicken salad. I don't like tuna fish. Sorry, Mike. I know Mike's Adventure Sparks is a big tuna fish guy, but I don't like it. Let's just take a peek here. We got a couple people joining us in the chat who weren't here earlier. I see the Pops is here. Very cool. How's it going, buddy? Glad to see you. I'm going to rearrange my chat window slightly because I had it set up for when we didn't have two faces. And who else did I see jump in here? Yeah, Amy's here. Very cool. And the chairman is here. The chairman has dropped in on a few of our live streams lately. And unfortunately, Chairman, I apologize, but I don't think I saw you last week until I was reading the comments after. I go back and reread the entire live stream comments to see if there's anything I missed. And there's always lots of really funny stuff that I missed. And I don't think I even acknowledged you, Chairman, so I apologize for that. Yvonne is here. How's it going, man? How you doing? I was thinking about you earlier, Yvonne. I'll tell you why in a minute. I'm sending out new stickers to everybody. So, oh, look at this guy's in the chat. Fred Finds Out. I heard he's pretty cool. Glad to see him in the chat. That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, Sally. How's it going? Everything cool? Look who I got with me. It's Mr. Fred.
Yep, it's me.
Fred Finds Out.
It's me.
Well, we're making everybody wait for the simultaneous sip. Should we do the simultaneous sip?
Sure.
You got something to drink?
I sure do. Oh,
Everybody got their beverage. Get something handy. Looks like an alcohol-free Heineken. There you go.
yep. I gotta keep it clean.
That looks yummy. Very good. All right. Well, it's time for the simultaneous sip. All you need is a cup or a mug or a glass. Did I say it wrong? A cup or a mug or a glass, a tankard, chalice, a stein, a canteen, jug, or flask, a vessel of any kind. Fill it with your favorite liquid. I happen to like Publix Diet Sweet Tea. And join me now for the unparalleled pleasure, the dopamine hit of the day, the thing that makes everything better. In memory of Scott Adams, the simultaneous sip, and it happens now. Our friend Devin has been posting videos of himself in Discord taking the sip along with me and with us, and that's been really fun. Thought that was pretty cool. Have you been drinking alcohol-free Heineken? Is that your favorite? You've been drinking that for a long time?
I haven't had a real alcoholic drink in 30, about 36 years.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of Scott Adams, that was one of his reframes for people who wanted to stop drinking alcohol. He reframed it as alcohol is poison. And if you just tell yourself alcohol is poison, it's a lot easier to stop drinking it.
Yeah.
Kind of a
Yeah.
good mindset trick. He was famous for those reframes, you know.
Well,
Um, so what I was saying earlier with the stickers is I have right here in my fat little hands. Look at this, 24 stamped. Let me hide addresses from the live stream so they don't show.
hmm.
Stamped envelopes going out with new stickers. And I got a new design sticker that came in, and we got some new magnets. So if you haven't got magnets yet, and if nobody's got these glittery stickers yet, so glittery stickers are going out to everybody who's ever requested stickers from me. That will be headed to you in the post office very soon. Even my Canadian friends, I had to use 3. You know Forever stamps, right? You know what Forever stamps are? I think everybody knows about those, right?
Yep.
So I found out there's something called global Forever stamps, which I never heard of till today. But
Wow.
to send a letter-sized piece of mail internationally, you can buy a global stamp, which is $1.70. And the Forever stamps, the US stamps, are 80 cents. So what that tells me is that they basically said, okay, if you put 2 stamps on, that's $1.60. So we're going to get them for 3 Forever stamps and make them waste 70 cents. So I can't put 10 cents worth of a stamp on, I have to use 3 stamps to get up to $1.70, which puts, way more money on it than I need. So I don't have any global Forever stamps. So I have to put 3 regular ones on. But anyway, my Canadian friends, my UK friends, our Americano friends, you're all going to get some new stickers sometime this week. So that'll be cool. I see that CL made it. How is it going? How is everybody? That's awesome.
Welcome, everybody.
And Brandon says he's already got his magnets from before, so that's cool. You'll get another one because I put a magnet in everybody's envelope, even if you already had one before. So, I had asked Brandon a question earlier, and I forgot to watch to see if he answered it. And I don't want to bug him about it now. Okay, they did get it. Yeah, I had sent them something, and they got it. I was afraid, and I threw away the receipt that had the tracking number on it. So I was like, oh man, I hope it shows up, Dang, that's cool. Oh, look who's here. It's the Texas Gypsy. Geraldine, you were asking how he was doing. So, Fred, this is my dad. The Texas Gypsy
Ah,
is my pop up in North Texas. His name is Sonny. For those of you who have not met Sonny, that is my dad, the Texas Gypsy. Obviously, CL remembers him. Before I even said it, she said, hey, Sonny. So glad you could make it, Dad. He's usually got lots of cool stuff going on. He goes to church and stuff like that on Wednesday night, so he doesn't usually get to join us all the time. But I'm glad he made it. Very cool.
Sunny seems like a very Texas name.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely, it is. Yep. But his family, what? I don't think they were. Didn't you got to remind me, Dad? Didn't you grow up in Louisiana? and then they came to Texas after that. I forget. I don't think I forget. I don't know. He'll tell us the story in
Anytime you want
detail.
help with ancestry research, let me know.
Yeah,
I
that's the
have the
thing. Yeah,
the full on paid ancestry.com pro
I should
whatever. I can see everything back to the age of time, you know.
I should introduce you to
So
my brother because he's the same way. He's all deep into it and he's done a lot of work on our side and traced it in a lot of directions. You guys get along. So when you do your videos and you're hanging out in the cemeteries and looking at stuff, is that related to the ancestry work or is that just unrelated?
sometimes it is. Sometimes I'm there to find my ancestors or to I had I had some trouble finding my third time great grandfather. So I have like a couple videos of me going out trying to search. My grandfather died when he was 26, and it really kind of in one of my videos I talk about how it kind of severed the line of understanding of where we came from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so my journey has been trying to reconnect that line. And so far, I have not been able to figure out like how he died. Because we don't know how he died. And that affected, my father and his sisters because they were little. And so my grandmother went into like destitute, and my father and his sisters ended up in an orphanage. And she later got married and went back and picked them back up. And so they were raised in a household with uh, by a man who was not their father, and um, kind of let that be known, you
Yeah.
know? And so, you wonder like how things would have been different if my grandfather had not died at 26. And so, I don't know. Me and my sisters are trying to kind of reconnect those lines and figure out, what happened, you know? So,
It's tough because, you're hoping that the evidence that you're looking for is out there and that you're going to stumble upon it sometime, but there's no guarantee that it even exists, right? It's just,
right.
you're working on hope that the missing link of information that you need is there for you to stumble upon in some record somewhere in some courthouse or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm going to end up having to go through vital statistics to try and get some kind of death record. And even then, that's not going to, it'll tell us why he died, but there's still a lot of unanswered questions as to like what kind of a person was he? What kind of there's so many, like if he had lived and all things being equal, me and my sisters were still born, um, like what kind of stories would he had to have said about his family? What kind of stories would have been passed down? And so it seems like the stories from my father's paternal side kind of got severed a little bit, you know? And so I've been able to kind of piece things together. And I know my third time great grandfather was the first to come over from England, and he worked as a carpenter. And then his son worked with him, my second time great grandfather. And that's a whole nother other thing because he's buried up into a cemetery with some people that we don't even know who these people are. And so that's a whole nother ball of wax that I gotta get into. But yeah, it's been a slow process, but and then of course on my mother's side, my mother was adopted, and but she was adopted by the woman who was her real aunt. So the lady she thought was her aunt was her mother. And so that whole thing happened there. And we didn't know for the longest time like who her father was. But recently we were able to piece that together. And so we do have family that are in like Pennsylvania area and Buffalo, New York area and stuff. So yeah.
Fred, look at this comment from my dad. This is maybe some information that you might find at least amusing or interesting. He says, my brother and my dad use WikiTree for genealogy. They've traced their
Hmm.
paternal surname back 7 generations to the first young 20-year-old who immigrated here in 1685.
Mm,
And I've seen that list. The really cool thing about it is they all are males named Auld. So it's an unbroken
nice.
line of males having males having males. It's not like one of those ones where it jumps over and then somebody didn't have any kids, any boys. So, a daughter changes the name when they get married or something. And then,
So are they somewhere here in New England or Pennsylvania or
so they arrived here from Scotland in, as he says, what was he say, 1685. They came in from
85? Yeah.
Scotland in Talbot, Maryland,
Nice.
and then worked their way down through the Carolinas, across Louisiana's, and over into Texas over
Oh,
the
so they
course
really,
of 100 or years or so.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a couple of 100 years. Yeah.
So it seemed like as soon as land was available, they went.
I personally kind of theorized they might have been following the cotton trade because that's
Yeah.
exactly where the cotton plantations grew up, and they learned that cotton wasn't growing real good in the mid-Atlantic, and they started growing it in the Carolinas, but then discovered it grew better in Louisiana, and then discovered it grows real darn good in Texas. So it's possible that they were following cotton farming. I know they got connected with some wealthy families at some point, marriages and all that, but I don't have the details. Maybe my brother knows more. I don't think so because I haven't heard the stories yet.
Hmm.
Sally, I didn't know you were thinking about moving to Texas. That's really cool to be by Matthew. That's that'd be neat. I think you'd enjoy it. It's hot, but I think you'd get a kick out of living in Texas, Sally. I didn't know you were thinking about that, but that's cool. So, this funny comment, a little bit off topic from Glenn here, but he's talking to Pops, who rolls his own cigars. He's got a great channel about roll. Pops has two channels, if you don't know. He's got Pop's Wisdom and Pop's Cigars, right? And the cigars, he's rolling his own cigars. And Glenn says, I got a hand rolled cigar in Daytona and it turned me green. Note to self, they're strong and don't inhale. Number one, don't inhale. You don't inhale cigars into your lungs as a rule. You puff them, let it be in your mouth, swish it around just like smoking a pipe. It's not like cigarettes. You don't want that in your lungs, man. It gets sick. It'll do you in. That's Amy's talking to Sally. She says it was she was an army wife down there. The heat was brutal in Texas in the 80s.
Yeah.
But
I was in Fort Sam Houston, San Antonio, Texas
oh,
for a
cool.
little while. I went through medical training for U.S. Medical Corps and the Army Medical Corps.
That's where you did your training at Fort Sam Houston.
Well, yeah, I did my schooling there, and then I went to come on, DC. Come on, the hospital in DC, Fred. I'm having a moment. Uh, jeez, somebody help me out. The hospital. I
Come on,
say it
chat. Help him
all
out,
the
chat.
time. I say it all the time. The hospital, the main hospital in DC
You talking about the
for the military.
yeah,
Not
Walter Reed.
Walter Reed's. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I was an eye specialist, and yeah, that was an interesting time to be there during the late '80s, early '90s. So really interesting time.
Yeah, we lived in Northern Virginia in the late 80s, mid to late 80s. And maybe my dad will say something in the chat. I don't remember. Maybe, did you work up there at Walter Reed or something, Dad, or somewhere close? I remember you had to be there a few times. I don't know. I don't know. So my dad said to Sally, where do you think about moving? She says, my son lives in Lubbock. I know nothing
Love
about
it.
Texas. I just know where my son lives, and that's all she cares. I just want to be where my son is. I can't blame her.
Hmm.
I don't blame her one bit. And You'll get to know about Texas when you get there. That's for sure. I'll tell you a fun fact: you can own a tiger in Texas, and people do.
Really?
I think there's more tigers in Texas than like the rest of the states combined, or something crazy. I forget. People own tigers privately. It's wild. Hey, Catherine, how was your live stream? You just wrapped up your live stream, I guess. That's cool. I saw you were live before us. That's cool. Sorry we missed you. Me and Fred here. We missed. I missed Daniel. He said he saw Daniel, but I missed Daniel because I was setting up all this stuff for the live stream and getting guest mode working and everything. And I missed your live stream and everybody else. I was busy doing stuff here, but oh well.
Everybody saying hi to everybody.
Yeah, Sally. Pops is in Texas. My dad's in Texas. Matthew, obviously. Now, Pops is in Houston, so Texas is huge, man. Like 24-hour drive to get from one side to the other.
My understanding, I heard, I don't know how true it is. I heard one time that if you took uh, Texas
Yeah.
and built it up like down in Brooklyn, right, with all the high rises and the apartment complexes and the all that stuff, right, the housing that's in like Brooklyn,
Uh huh.
you could fit the population of the entire world in the state of Texas. That's how big it is.
I do believe that easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily, yeah. The population of the world is spread out so thinly that you could cram them together. I'll tell you some crazy things about Texas, okay? The east edge of Texas is closer to Tampa Bay than it is to the west edge of Texas.
What?
And the northern part of Texas is closer to Chicago than it is to the bottom of Texas.
What?
Yeah, it is. It doesn't look so much because we got these crazy projections that shrink the northern states and stuff, but yeah, the northern tip of Texas is closer to Chicago than it is to the bottom of Texas. It's a
So the maps
stupid
are
big
like
state.
distorted or something.
Yeah, it's a little distorted when we look at it. It looks like it's further, but it's just crazy big, man.
Wow.
Oh no, Pam. Pam says they don't have AC. Wait a minute. You don't have AC because it's
Who doesn't have
broken,
AC?
or you don't have AC because you don't have AC at all? Because it's got to be hot up there in Canadadia land. She lives in Canadadia land of Tim Horton. And you mean it's broken? I hope you mean it's broken because that means it can be fixed, not that you don't have AC at all. But maybe you don't need it. Maybe it's only hot for like 6 weeks or something, and you don't need it. But I would be surprised. You're not the
Isn't
United
Jen?
Kingdom. They don't got AC in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't Jen from the UK originally?
Jen is from the UK, and now she's living in Canadadia. You know,
Yeah, and they
can
don't have AC over there.
yeah. I think she's
I don't
near.
understand it.
What was it, Jen? Near Toronto, I think. Toronto. Pop says Lubbock is a great place to live. Very neat city. I get out there, but very low. It gets hot there, but low humidity, so it's not that bad. It gets cold, very cold. Huh. What a
Well, I'll
crazy
tell you,
state.
the reason why I was thinking about like Florida after retirement is because the biking infrastructure there. I know over in Clearwater, which is on the other side
Yeah. Yep.
from where you are, but over in Clearwater, everything's they have that Pinellas Loop there, and everything's kind of connected by a bike trail. So
Yeah. Yeah. You were telling me about that.
the one thing that up like really appeals to me.
Yep. And that's a nice part of the state too. That's a really good, pretty area of the state. Lots of retirees, lots of good services, good hospitals, everything you could ever want. There's Publix on every corner. You can't go wrong, man. Move
Well,
down here and learn about Publix.
yeah. And we have something up here called Price Chopper.
Price Chopper.
Yeah,
That doesn't sound very good.
Price Chopper. I mean, it's all right. All right.
So this is one from my dad. El Paso on the west edge of Texas is closer to Los Angeles than it is to the east side of Texas. It's just so dumb.
Wow.
The state's just so dumb. It's just sitting down there at the bottom being ridiculously huge.
Damn, being its own country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Republic of Texas.
Is
So
it
Pam,
bigger than Alaska?
no, Alaska's the biggest.
Yeah,
Yeah. Pam clarifies they
but
never
nobody's
have
there.
had AC. It's rare to have in Canada land. No
Really?
AC. Interesting. I mean, think about how far north they are and how cold it gets all the time and how long their winters are and how short their summers are. So
Oh, I'm
I
kind
guess
of
if
even with Toronto though. Like all I have to do is hop on the highway and travel
yeah, but she's in
5, 6
Alberta
hours
and
west.
she's not even that
Oh,
close to the American border. She's up there.
oh, she's way up there.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's a ways. I think it's like an hour drive or something for her to get to America land. I think. I forget. I forget. Pam can tell me, but she's
that's
in
too far.
Alberta.
That's too far.
Soon to be the free state of Alberta. I'm just giving Pam a hard time. She's got agita over there. They have a pending non-binding referendum, which nothing's going to
Yeah,
happen, but it's giving everybody
they want to
agita.
become. They want to go to America, huh?
No, they just want to
America.
be independent,
No.
but
Oh, they just want to be independent.
yeah, they
Oh,
just want to be an independent state, but it's
that's
non-binding.
just
So
Fox News talk.
the most that could happen is if this passes, then they could then go for a binding referendum, but they don't have to do anything. And most people are predicting, nothing's going to happen. It's just a good way to get their voices heard. But I know it's causing Pam lots of agita, so
Really?
sorry about that. It's got to be for anybody who feel like their life's about to be shaken up really crazy. Well, hello, Karen. How are you doing, everybody? Say hi to Karen. She rarely makes it
Hello.
in here. Rarely. Because she's on the other side of the planet. Karen, you're in New Zealand, isn't that correct? If I remember
New Zealand.
correctly, New
Jeez.
Zealand.
Tell you what, New Zealand sounds really nice.
I'll tell you what, buddy, I would move to New Zealand in a heartbeat, and it's not because they
Yeah.
filmed Lord of the Rings there. I would want to live. Here's the cool
Even
thing
though that's
about
a
New
bonus.
Zealand. Here's the cool thing. They have so much public land, and it's legal to camp in the rough, like in a camper or a tent, anywhere
Hmm.
in public land. No permit needed. And they don't have any deadly predators on the entire darn country.
That's
They
the
don't have,
same thing with Scotland. Scotland has the same thing.
well, Scotland
You can
invented the
camp
modern
anywhere.
world. Of course, everything came from Scotland. Scotland invented the modern world, but New Zealand, no deadly predators, no deadly snakes, no bears. You can camp literally anywhere that there's public land. I would want to live on the South Island, which is a lot less touristy, a lot less overpopulated with people who want to see, show me Rivendell or something. Um,
with all the stuff, with all the stuff, all the deadly stuff in Australia, how did New Zealand get away with not having anything?
because they put all their deadly stuff in Australia. No, I
I
don't know.
guess.
I don't know. They gave it all to them.
How does that
I don't
work?
know. That's funny. Hey,
Like they
John,
just skipped over New Zealand and went there and they were
my
like,
old
oh
buddy
no,
John Ruddy is here. I've worked with John for nigh on 20, 25 years or something at work. He just retired. Hope you're enjoying retirement, sir. He's up in Jacksonville. And I'll tell you what, John was one of the very first people to join my live stream when I first started doing it. And I was only getting 2 or 3 people on the live stream, one of which was my dad. Let me help you out. I'll get
Hmm.
on there. It's hard to do a live stream when nobody's in the chat. I'll tell you that.
Trust me, I know.
Tell me how you know.
Every Friday I'm on there,
It's tough on a
but
Friday,
it
man.
doesn't matter. I'm having fun. Don't
People are
care.
doing stuff on a Friday. It's tough.
Yep.
And
Yep. I
what
don't care.
what time
I'm
is it?
still
Six
having fun.
p.m. Right?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Like I said, it's 8 o'clock. Right? That's what I
Yep.
said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Well, you
Yeah.
guys.
But I mean, it is what it is. I'm just doing what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm not like stressing over it. I'm just gonna
Oh,
continue doing what I'm doing.
your channel's a lot of fun. It's really cool, folks. If you missed the beginning of the chat, Fred here is from Fred Finds Out, and for a while he was running a Santa Claus oriented channel, but decided to split that off into a holiday based channel, and now his Fred Finds Out is a lot more wide and topics, and gives him the freedom to just explore and find cool things and make fun videos
Mhm.
that occur to him. So everybody has to, by law, officially subscribe to Fred Finds Out at some point during this. Now, if I had been prepared ahead of time, I would have been really slick and I would have had the link to your channel ready to put in the clip but I didn't do that. So why don't I do that right now? Give me a minute. Talk for a minute while I find your channel. Here it is, and I get the
Sure.
link on my
Yeah.
clipboard. There we go. And
So I've been doing Santa Claus stuff for like 8 years now.
well, you look
And
just like him, man.
yeah, well, didn't always, that's for sure. Before that, I was a Halloween scare actor for almost nearly 10 years.
What's a Halloween
And
scare
so
actor? What's that mean?
that means I worked in a haunted Halloween attraction.
Oh,
And my job was to scare the living heck out of everybody, as many people as I can throughout the night. They,
really?
and obviously making them pee themselves is the is like the chef's kiss, you know. But you know, did that for a long time, and it's a long story. I've got it all written down. I'm a member of an online forum. It's called Clausnet, and it's, believe it or not, there's a whole society of professional Santa Clauses from around the world, and we all congregate in this one place called Clausnet,
Are you going
and
to
we
get kicked
swap
out of the channel
stories.
for telling the secrets of the Claus net?
No, because they advertise on Facebook. So, but you have to be like a Christmas performer. You don't even have to be a Santa Claus. You could be a Mrs. Claus or an elf or some kind of something, to be a member of that forum. But I wrote like a 5 chapter how I got into being Santa Claus thing on there. But maybe I should do some kind of series. I'll probably do that on the other channel, but maybe not. I don't know.
One thing I've learned is that for every hobby or activity or thing to be involved in, there is a deep well that you can dive down. You can go down the rabbit hole as deep as you want. On,
Mm.
the real famous example, of course, is train spotting, right? Where if you want to be an anorak and really, really get into it, you can get as deep as you want to go. So I'm not really surprised that being a professional Santa Claus has that hyper focused community that exists. It just never occurred to me, but it makes sense that it would.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. You've got a Santa Claus Hall of Fame in the town of Santa Claus, is it Indiana? Santa Claus, Indiana, Illinois, Santa Claus, Illinois. Yeah, that's where the original Santa Claus attractions were, and they have the Santa Claus's Candy Castle there, and all sorts, and the Hall of Fame's there, and every year they do a inductee thing there, and I've never been, but I will be someday. I want not in the Hall of Fame, but I want to go at least.
where you should move in Florida? You should
Holiday.
move to Frostproof. Yeah,
Frostproof.
we got a little town called Frostproof, Florida. That'd be a great place for Santa to live.
Wow. We do have members of ClawsNet that live in Florida
Oh, I'm
and
sure.
Texas. There's a big contingent from Texas.
I'm sure.
And where what a refresh my memory. What is a Buckeye? What state?
That's Ohio.
Ohio. Yeah, so they have what they call the Buckeye Santas.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a ton of Santas from Ohio. But
So,
yeah.
Jenny, to answer your question, we are at 258 comments. So we're more than halfway to 500. Easily going to make it tonight with all the cool people. Unfortunately, I can't show everybody's comments because all you guys are chit chatting so much, which is fantastic. We got 13 thumbs ups, everybody, and we got to get to 30. That's our goal. So everybody hit the thumbs up button, of course. Um, should we do the commenter and encourager of the week?
Sure.
That might be fun. Let's get that knocked out so we can have fun with that. I know everybody's dying to know who that is. And hey, Springboard, glad you made it, man. Good to see you in here. How's it going? Very cool. I see a couple people are talking about what they had for dinner, which is wonderful. Very cool. So, the commenter and encourager of the week, I know everybody's dying to learn who got it, but before I tell you who it is, I just want to say to anybody who's listening to this live stream after the fact in a podcast app, because I take the audio from my live streams and turn them into a podcast, And if you're listening to the Winning the Week podcast and you'd like to join in with the live interactive chat that you're hearing us have a good time with, just come on over here to YouTube any Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Find the Winning the Week channel and join us. Drop in, say hi, let everybody know you're here. Say, hey, I heard of you on the podcast and I want to say hi. And hopefully, I will. Hopefully, I'll see your comment because it goes by faster than I can see it. Like, hey, Daniel, I see you're here. I see Devin is in here. And this is interesting. Brandon from Traveling Whitcombs. Have I ever told you I lived in Florida back in high school? I did not know that, Brandon. You're going to have to tell me all about it. Where were you in Florida? And why did you live here then? And why do you not live here anymore? Very cool. So, all right, let's see who is the commenter of the week. This I'm going to allow one time. One time in history, Cheddar Boy commented on my new video on Monday and says, Scott, you're always right. Can I get comment of the week? And I laughed so hard at his hubris that I said, okay, just this once. Now, if somebody else had beat him with a smashing comment, I definitely would have jumped him on. But I'll be honest with you, the comments were actually a little thin this week, a lot lower number of comments than we normally see. So I said, okay, just this once, I'm going to let Kyle get away with it. But don't anybody else try this because you're not going to get it. It's not going to work in the future. So nice try. And the encourager of the week, I think a lot of you folks know this YouTuber, Brian G. Johnson, made a video called Don't Quit YouTube, It Wants You Gone. And his channel offers encouragement to creators who are struggling with creating YouTube videos. He emphasizes that feeling overwhelmed is normal and offers several positive perspectives. In this video, he talks about step back, catch your breath, rather than making a hasty decision to quit. Reflect on what it is that you truly want. And then he advocates for taking one small intentional step at a time toward a clear goal. And he also points out that by staying authentic to your unique perspective, not only do you last and stay with it, but you enjoy it a lot more. So it's funny. He says this YouTube is really hard. And then Rob the Maritimer's live stream yesterday was titled YouTube is really hard. And it's not easy. You know, if it was easy, everybody in the world would be doing it. But you really got to love YouTube to keep doing it more than about a year. I think people give it a try, and after about a year, if you're not really loving it and into it, you're not going to be doing it anymore. Now, this is interesting. CL, I want to hear more on this, okay? She says, yeah, Brian, I've known him longer than anyone here. And when she says it that way, that makes me think that there's more to that story than just I found his YouTube channel before you did. So, what did you go to high school with him or something? Is that Mr. CL Fantasy Waves Art Studio, or do you live in the same town as him, or did you grow up knowing him? I want to know the story, CL. So, get those fingers clickety clacking down there. I want to know. Devin says, I've never watched a single video of this guy. Don't know, have a clue who he is, but I'm sure he's a really cool guy. Now, I'll tell you, sometimes his videos, the title of his videos will just be extremely, almost discouraging, almost like forget about it, right? Like, it's not going to work. They want you dead.
Yep.
Your channel's dying, and stuff like this. But you know, when you get in and you watch the video, he usually redeems that message with a little bit of uplifting hope, and he is an encouraging person overall. Nice guy. He's had some really big, successful channels in the past, and this one here that he's starting up, his current Brian G. Johnson TV channel, is not gigantic. It's not huge. You know, it's not got as many subscribers as Rob the Maritimer, for example, which is 100 and I forget 30,000 or something. So he's in the
He's got a
ten
lot.
thousands or something. He's somewhere in that range, 10,000 or something. But he's had other mega channels and he's building it up. So, but he's a cool dude. You watched his videos, Fred?
I watched this one.
Yeah.
This one here. Yeah, it was pretty good. It's informative. You know, you don't know exactly like you said. You don't, you know,
Yeah.
It's you go into it with like a feeling of impending doom, but
Yeah.
afterwards you're like, ah, you know, okay,
Yeah. YouTube is really
whatever.
hard. I mean, it's yeah.
Yeah,
YouTube's not easy. Yeah. What do you think about this one, Fred? Karen says, "What does everyone think of the idea that you need a viral video to get monetized? What do you think?"
I think that's the quick way. That's the quick way probably to get monetized. But I think if you just stick with it, eventually you hit those goals, I would think, right? I mean, that's for me, my approach is going to be I'm just right now, I'm learning how to do it. You know what I mean? And so I know like there's some big kind of gurus out there who say, like they stopped doing shorts a long time ago and don't bother with shorts and all this other stuff. But I find shorts are fun, right? And as long as it's fun for me, I just do them, right? And
You clearly are having
go
a
ahead,
good
you were
time with them, right? Your shorts are they're fun to watch because you can tell that you're playing with them. You're playing with your audience and
yeah,
being playful. You know.
yeah, yeah. But especially with the WNBA stuff, because I'll sit there and I'll just like I come out and I say, you know, Kelsey Mitchell's better than Caitlin Clark, and everybody just loses their mind. You know, it's like Caitlin Clark. I come out and I say, you know, Caitlin Clark. I don't know how many people follow the WNBA, but I say Caitlin Clark is not the best player in the WNBA. And in fact, she's not even the best player on her team. Like that, and everybody just like loses their mind. It's funny. It's so funny. I think it's true, but you know.
I would not know. I would not. I do know that. I know that Ringo Starr was not the best drummer in the Beatles.
Yeah, right.
So this is interesting. Springboard. He's in our Discord and he's a good guy. I like his videos. He said, "Now this is extreme." He says, "I have said, and maybe it's controversial, if 8,000 watch hours is the end, you never wanted to succeed at YouTube before you started." And he's referring to YouTube recently changed the goal for monetization from 4,000 to 8,000 starting in February. You got till February that you can get grandfathered in under the 4,000 watch hours. I've only got about 3,500 watch hours for the past year here. So
Hmm.
I know what a challenge that is, and it's a rolling number. So if you had like 100 watch hours on a video that's a year old, it's not going to count
Yeah,
tomorrow, you know.
it gets
But his
knocked off.
point,
Yeah,
one point he's making is if 8,000 watch hours is the end of your goal, you know, we not 4,000 hours is not our goal. We don't want to just have somebody, have a channel that has 4,000 watch hours a year, because
yeah,
that's about $30 to $40 a month. I'm
yeah.
not doing it for the money, but I do want to be able to say it's also another source of income. I'm not trying to quit my job, but it'd be nice for it to
Right.
be, successful enough that I could, I don't know, pay off the car, that kind of stuff, right? And you're not going to do that with $30 or $40 a month, which is about 4,000 watch hours a year. So you want a channel that's going to grow to 40,000 watch hours or 100,000 watch hours. Rob the Maritimer, during his live stream, I said, "How many watch hours do you have in the last 365 days?" And he has 350,000 watch hours with
Well, he
100,000
made it
subs.
then, right?
So, 4,000, 8,000, it's a goal. It kind of weeds out people who are not really trying to get monetized anyway. Um,
Yeah.
but it's a big goal and it's going to be hard. And a viral video will definitely help with that. So will live streams, as you know. The number of people in your live stream multiplied by how long your live stream is. That's your watch hours for a live stream. But
Yeah.
and here's a superstar right here. Julie Jordan Scott joined in. Talk about a superstar YouTuber. I don't know if you know her channel, but I know her from Rob's,
Mm-mm.
and she's great. Really cool channel. But
I have to check her out.
4,000 is not our goal. 8,000 is not our goal. It's a milestone along the way, and it'll be nice when you get monetized. If you're not yet, I did get monetized, and I've never had a viral video. I have never ever had a viral video. So to the statement that Karen said, what do you guys think about the idea that you need a viral video to get monetized? I got monetized, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I forget how long it's been, and I've never had, a month that was more than, I was like they don't pay you till you hit $100, right? And they save
Oh,
your money. They hold on to your money until you make 100, and then they send you $100 to your banking account. And
nice.
it's always taken me 2 months to 3 months to get a deposit. I've never had like $100 month ever in 8, 9 years, or what, 7, 8 years, whatever it is. I don't even remember how long I've been monetized. I've never had a viral video, and it wasn't a viral video that put me over. So
Hmm.
yeah, I don't think you have to. It would probably help, like you said, that would help you get to the number faster. And um, yeah, I don't know. Like Amy says, it's hard, but she likes the challenge. So I just like doing it. I like the editing. I like the filming. I like the comments. I like the live stream. I like the community. I like watching my friends' videos. I like learning about making videos. I just like everything about YouTube. That's all there is to it. So, if I make a nice payday on it, that'd be nice too. But it's not why I'm doing it. When I first started making videos with my friend Doug, we were basically saying, let's make videos so our grandkids have something to watch.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I left a comment on one of Kevin Colby's videos, and I said, partially the reason why I'm doing it is I'm like yelling at the universe, letting them know that I was here,
Yeah. Yeah. You're
I'm
leaving.
here.
They say the internet's forever, right?
Yeah.
And then if you put out videos, you're becoming part of that internet. You're a piece of it, and you're forever. And literally, I mean, unless like some EMP wipes out all of the technology in the entire world, our videos will last forever. They
Yeah.
may never get seen again, but you know, Devin says, I've been seeing Rob's videos pop up for over a year because I actively seek out local content, and he is actually in Nova Scotia, up by Rob.
Hmm.
But I've never really watched him because I never really been interested in the whole mentor thing. Yeah, the mentor coach thing. He just gives good advice, and I find him to be very encouraging. I find him to be a very positive person, and he's a unapologetic optimist, which is what I am. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I like his videos because I don't look at his videos as like a mentorship.
Mm-mm.
It's more of, here's an idea, maybe you could try it out kind
Okay.
of thing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I do kind of get inspired by listening to people kind of throw ideas out there, you know.
Hey ACR, I'm glad to see you in the chat, man. How's it going? If you guys don't know ACR Protect, he's got a pretty cool prepper slash Second Amendment type channel, and he says,
Pepper
I let my
spray.
wife pepper spray me, and I didn't get
Oh my
squat
God.
for views. That's the kind of thing that you would think would go viral, man. You know?
Well, you know, I could tell you I ate a cup of noodles one time.
Yeah.
Was not good.
That's
Was not good.
hilarious. Oh my goodness,
Right.
ACR, that's funny. Somebody said, I hope it didn't get in your eyes. And he goes, oh, it got everywhere. Definitely worth the laugh.
Yeah.
And seeing, I got to go find that video. That's funny.
Right.
But yeah, you would think that that's like an automatic, for sure, viral video. There's been videos I made that I was like, oh, this is definitely going to do it. And it doesn't always work.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
the thing about
annoyingly,
me.
one takes off that you don't really think is going to get big, and it gets like a
Right.
thousand views, which
That's
got,
been the process of learning to do the shorts for me
yeah.
is that it's funny because the overproduced ones that I do, the ones that I'm sitting here at my computer and I'm going ahead and I'm on a better camera and I'm on, instead of my little potato camera that I have on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the ones that are like overproduced and stuff, nobody watches them. Nobody watches them. It's always the ones that I'm just walking down the street with my, shooting something on my phone. I've got this program called VN on my phone, and I go up into, usually I'm at work when I do them. I go up to my office there and I just sit there and edit it on my phone and send it off to YouTube. And those are the ones everybody's watching. Thousands of views on these things.
What does Devin mean
To be,
when he
yeah.
says, Scott, since you know P6, you can make good money being a P6 guru. And he makes he puts a smiley face up, so I know he's joking, but I don't know what he means by P6. What is that?
Hmm. I don't know.
I don't know what. Devin, you're gonna have to tell us what you're talking about there, buddy. I don't get it. I'm sure it's funny, but I don't understand it, man. ACR, I'm glad you're enjoying this. I said to Fred, you want to come on the live stream with me tonight, but it's not really going to be an interview. We're not going to like treat it like I'm the host and you're the guest. I said, let's just co-host it. Let's just a couple of guys sitting around talking like as if we were talking on the phone together, but we just opened it up to the world and let everybody listen too. So I'm having a good time. Time's flying by. It's almost 9.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Pam says, I wonder what's going to last longer, YouTube videos or written memoirs. I think that if you get your written memoirs put on the internet, it lasts forever. And that even includes like if you put your written memoirs in Google Docs, that's going to be forever. I think anything ever uploaded to the internet is forever, unless, like I say, if some kind of solar flare wipes out every single chip and every single piece of technology. But I don't think that's really going to happen. Um,
No.
but whatever your written memoirs are, put them on the internet. But YouTube videos are forever, Pam. So like, I don't think either one's longer. I think they're both. I just think that everything. This is me. Okay, this is just me. The internet's forever. Anything that happens on the internet never dies. And with the good enough searching and enough sleuthing, you can find anything you ever saw your entire life on the internet since the internet started. I bet we could find I bet we could find logs of an ICQ conversation from 1998, or we could
Mhm.
find a what was before AOL? Remember CompuServe? I
Yep.
bet we could
CompuServe.
find
Yep.
chat logs from a CompuServe conversation. I came across some old Usenet threads that were still archived
Wow.
somewhere, and a lot of universities and stuff archive things like forever. So,
I had a buddy in high
oh,
school. I grew up in Watervliet, up in here, Watervliet, New York, and we had the Watervliet Arsenal there. That's where the bunker buster bombs were developed and stuff,
yeah,
like the very first bunker buster bombs.
yeah.
And so it was a military installation. And my buddy from high school was a little computer wizard there, and he used to hop on their network there and buzz around and talk to people on the base and stuff. It was funny.
So Devin explained himself. Now I remember him talking about Primavera, which is a project management software, and that's what he's fixed.
Oh,
But like my interactions with Primavera have been having to deal with project management people at work. I haven't had to run it and be a project manager, and I kind of gave him a hard time about him being project management. So when he said P6, I didn't understand the acronym because uh, my experience with it has always been negative because my experience with project managers has often been negative. It's it's a what do you call it? It's a follow-on effect. Brandon says we leave our bloopers in our videos for the same reason. I feel like viewers want to see that we're human and make mistakes. I tell you what, Brandon, it is so hard to intentionally leave the mistakes in my videos, but I've been doing that lately. I'll be talking to the camera off the top of my head. When I make a video, I've got a sheet of paper this size folded up in half in my pocket. It's got a list of things to talk about on the video, but it's not a script. It's just ideas. And I just pull it out. I look at one. I say, all right, I'll talk about that for a little. Stick in my head, think about a sentence to start with, and then I'll just ramble to the camera, sort of off top of my head about what I want to say about it. And then during the edit process, I know that I could edit that and make myself look really sharp and really perfect and no stops and pauses and edits and stumbling kind of like I am right now in the live stream, working my way through my thought. And I don't know what I'm going to say until I get to the end and I realize where I'm going, right? That's a very Michael Scott thing to
hmm.
do. If you know The Office, he always said, I don't even know where I'm going. I just start a sentence and find out where I'm going.
Yep.
Um, but it's hard to intentionally not do that polished edit. But Brandon's exactly right, right? People see a video with a person speaking like a normal human being and not some polished AI teacher. And I think people connect more I think people connect more with a person on screen who comes across as a normal conversation. It's just hard to make myself not edit it into perfection. It'd be so easy to put B-roll and do a
Yeah.
jump cut and never have an awkward pause.
I've tried scripting videos for myself before and it just was a disaster for me. So I pick a place that I'm going or something that I want to do and I pick a mode of how I'm getting there and and that's it. That's what I do. And then I go and then I find out what happens. That's it. That's the whole purpose of my channel.
What does Mike mean when he says he's disappointed that you don't have your helper with you?
Oh,
What does that mean?
Maple, my chat GPT virtual assistant Maple.
Oh, right.
And by the way, I have to say, I was talking to Maple earlier, and her and I, you know, the post you made earlier, you guys will never figure out where I am.
Yeah, yeah.
Maple and I were working on
Did
that
she figure it
together,
out?
trying to figure out where you were. I put a suggestion down in the as a response to see if I was right, but
Oh, did you? Here,
yeah,
let's go read it and
let's.
see. Here, hold on. Let me find my where's my scene in
But
each.
I don't think it is because I couldn't match up the roof, the rooftop to a building
Oh, all right.
of
Let's
where I
go
was.
to my posts. Let's find my comment here. Do 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 do. Yeah, what? I didn't give you a whole lot of clues, did I?
Nope.
Are you
Nope.
familiar with GeoGuessr?
Is that the guy on he's got a YouTube channel and people
Yeah,
give him
there's multiple of these guys
pictures
out
and
there.
say,
Rainbolt is
yeah,
the really famous one who Rainbolt can glance at a picture like this and say, "Oh, that's Thailand," and he knows what
yeah.
province or something. But there's another guy, his name is Geo Wizard, and he does videos in which he basically tries to find a photograph of your grandma, stuff like that, and locate it.
Yeah,
And
I
Geo
think I've seen
Wizard,
that.
but these guys also play a game, a browser-based game called Geo Guesser. Is GeoGuessr without the final
Oh,
E, Guessr. And in that game, it drops you into a random place in Google Street View, and you can pan and zoom and walk down the road. And then when you think you know where you are, you open up the map that's in the corner and drop a pin and see how close you are. So these guys play GeoGuessr, but I do that all the
that's
darn
cool.
time with YouTube videos. I can't help myself doing it, right? So you're looking at this doing the basically the GeoGuessr game, and this is not a bad. Now, see, I'm in South Florida, right? And most
Hmm.
people know even what town I'm in. If they've watched enough of my videos, they know what town I'm in, although I'm not going to say it now and make your life easier. But it's very easy. I often wear a t shirt that has my town on it in front of my shirt and stuff. So I don't
Okay.
hide what town I'm in. But Mills Pond Park, I don't know where that is. I don't know. What town was that in? Do you remember where you found that?
It's in Fort Lauderdale.
All right, let's do this. Let's make an incognito window. When I go to the maps, won't show you all my saved places or anything like that. So let's search for Mills Pond Park in
I
Fort
gotta,
Lauderdale.
yeah.
Interesting. Now if I go, whoops, hold on. I didn't
Oh,
mean to hit
value
that.
for money.
You know what happened there? Hang on a
Oh.
second. Hang on a second. Let me bring that back. I accidentally hit a button on my Stream Deck. You guys got a free laser show for no reason. Okay, let's bring this back. You should be able to see my map. Now, let's go to Street View and see what you were guessing based on. I don't think
Yeah,
it's
the
a
roofs
terrible.
were different though.
It's not a. I mean, I probably didn't look at the same place you were either, but it's not a bad
Yeah,
guess. Not a bad guess.
it's um if you look at like the overhead of the baseball fields,
Yeah. Okay.
that one right there, that right
Yep.
there.
Oh, I know this was right next to the I-95. Yep, I've seen this before because it's an interesting overhead view. The
Yeah,
baseball fields make this star. That's really cool.
yeah.
Let's see if I can take the little man and drop him in this general area here. Yeah, good guess. It looks the same because South Florida all looks the same. But no, I will show you where I was. and let's find out how far apart you were. So I'll just take measure distance from there and zoom up to my town, Coral Springs.
Ah, okay.
Yep, and I was at this little place down here, Cypress Park. So
Ah, all
you
right.
were off by 9 miles, which is pretty darn good considering
Yeah.
the breadth of Florida that you had to work with. So yeah, that video will
Well,
come out
I've
on
seen you
Monday.
in Fort Lauderdale a couple times, so I was like, he's in that
Yep.
area there, and
Oh yeah.
Maple was like, okay, let's check.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. So the video I made that came out this past Monday, 2 days ago, was down here at the Riverwalk in Fort Lauderdale.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was a good time. I made a video once about the place where I started, but I didn't even talk about it in this week's video. But there's a park. Let me see if I can find the darn thing. Right where I started. Nope, past it. It's all the same, right? It's all the same. Oh man, I'm lost. Where am I? That's the tunnel. There's Huizinga Park. Huizinga founded Blockbuster. He's a famous guy down here.
Oh, really?
Yep, he started Blockbuster and he started our waste management company and he owned the Dolphins and the Panthers and the Marlins. He's a big famous dude here. Yep. Oh man, I can't find the stupid thing. Why don't I just search for the darn thing? Cooley's Landing. Here we go. Oh, I spell it wrong. Oh, come here. Go away. Go away. Oh, sorry about that. Here we go. Cooley's Landing. How far off was I? There it is, right there, dummy. It's right in front of you. So this Cooley's Landing Park, I made a video about this place once because there was a family called the Cooleys who lived here in the early 1900s, and there was a massacre. There, he was away doing some stuff, and his family was at home, his wife and his kids and everything, and they got raided by some Native Americans who came in and massacred the place and then booked it, and the whole army went after them. There was like a whole hoorah, and the Cooley massacre kind of fueled this whole, um, I want to say, um, a fear. What do you call it? A panic down here 100 years ago. It's kind of crazy, kind of interesting historic thing though. So good guess, man. You were not off by much at all. Less than 10 miles
Well,
off in the place the size of Fort
Maple
Lauderdale. Yeah,
helped.
Mabel.
Yeah, but that's what Mike's referring to as my Chat GPT virtual assistant. Because on Friday nights I do my opening the card packs, and I'll post pictures to Maple there, and she tells me what I'm looking at, and she does other stuff too. Like when I do my ancestry research, she'll help me out.
He's very helpful. Is she a AI
Yep.
LLM that you built yourself, or what is it?
Nope. It's Chat
Oh, okay, you
GPT.
just
Yeah.
call her that.
It's just a regular
That's
old.
cool.
Yep.
Tyler
Yep.
had asked me earlier if I'm doing guests again, like I used to. I used to do guests all the time, but this isn't guests. This is just me and my friend Fred. It's hard to say that. Me and my friend Fred hanging out. We're just chatting. We're just talking on the phone to each other, and you guys get to listen. ACR, this is cool. The reason I started a channel was because of my boys. My youngest said he wanted to do it, so before I knocked it, I started a channel. Learned a lot, met great people. If you like the outdoors and fishing and boating, ACR is often live streaming from his kayak, and that's really cool. Yeah, it's
Really?
pretty neat. It's out fishing on a fishing pole off of a kayak, or just out enjoying the sunrise. Pretty cool. That's where I
I
usually
tell you,
catch him. Is it says ACR is live or something like that. So
since I joined your
yeah,
Discord, I've like found so many cool, really cool channels hosted by really cool people. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And it's just opened my eyes up to all sorts of different um content and ways and views and things to think about, and just it's been it's really I don't know everybody really understands how special of a community that is because everybody's just so supportive and helpful and chit-chatting back and forth and such a great place to be. It's just a great hangout.
I appreciate you saying that. If you guys don't know what he's talking about, Discord's just a real fancy chat room. And in Discord, you basically set up a private server and invite who you want and control who can come in and who can't come in. There's a link in the video description that you can click. You see a little screenshot there that shows you with the big giant orange arrow what it looks like. Look for that in the video description. And then basically you just fill out little things of what you want your name to be. Click on create an account. Tell them that you're over. I think you got to be over age 14 or something like that to join it. Pick a name. It'd be nice if your name is the same as your YouTube name so we know who you are, but you can be whatever you want. You're still Santa Fred in Discord. And did you know you can change your name per server? So if you're Santa Fred in a
Yeah.
Santa Claus Discord, you can be Fred finds out in my Discord, whatever. But
I thought I did change it to Fred finds
oh,
out.
I
I'll have
was
to
yeah,
look
I
at.
was.
Doesn't matter. Everybody
We know
knows
who
what
you
it is
are.
anyways.
You're that Fred guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Um. By the way, I just saw something as I was looking at my slides here. I want to talk about my tip of the day, but before I do, Jenny was asking what the comments are up. We're up to 400 comments right now. So I took all of the comments from last week and I ran it through AI and I said, "Hey, tell me what you think about our community. Everybody who was in the chat room with the 500 something comments we had last week, what'd you think, AI?" And my version of Mabel said, said it's very supportive and appreciative. It's a playful, lighthearted place, community oriented. Everybody's saying hello and goodbye to everybody all the time.
Hmm.
Um, Reflective, mildly practical. People sharing, their actual life experiences and problems and stuff, but also encouraging each other in it. I love this. No detectable toxicity. We only
Yeah. So it was looking.
we only have undetectable toxicity in our chat. But I thought it was cool that the AI said, in short, the chat feels like a tight knit, positive group of regulars enjoying each other's company and cheering on the live stream. That's all I really want. I just want a community of nice people, and that's what Discord is. For the other 6 days when we're not live streaming and hanging out in here, basically the conversation that's going on in the chat right now continues in the Discord and carries on all week. And you get to know these folks and really care about them, hear about their families, hear about what's going on in their life, hear about if somebody's got, either medical things they're working through or their mom's got medical things they're working through. It's just like the old days of the good old AOL chat room, but, they're not trying to sell you, a timeshare along the way, you know? So, tip
Yeah.
of the day,
Hmm.
I just want to say something about Old Man Copper was actually my tip of the day a little while back because I got some of his beard balm and mustache wax. Mike's Adventure Sparks put me onto that. But he also sells wood. What's it called? The Woodsman Wood Balm. And that's what's in the picture there. And additionally, I also got another one of his thingies, which is for knives. It's like a metal treatment, anti-rust type thing, and it's a waxy. So I've
Yeah.
always put like 3-in-1 oil or something or stuff like that on my pocket knives, like once every 6 months or something. But the sort of waxy, beeswaxy sort of texture means it's not going to drip out and run off. It probably lasts longer. But he's got this wood balm, and it's meant for like wood handles on an old hammer or on a shovel or vintage stuff, but it really is just boiled linseed oil and beeswax and a little bit of carnauba. It's really harmless stuff, but it's in a nice, easy to use wax. Not really a wax. It's more like a balm. It's almost like it's thicker than
Hmm.
Vaseline. It's got a little bit of texture to it. And I got this vintage clock. It's actually right here beside me. Got it from my dad, who got it in Scotland when I was a baby, and it's real old, and the wood had not had anything put on it at least since I got it. And I took some of this wood balm, like again boiled linseed oil, which is good for wood, and man, it is just gleaming. It's when the sun was out, it was really this beautiful luster on the wood. It was really nice. So, if you guys have like some kind of antique that you're always trying to treat the wood with boiled linseed oil, which is what they tell us to use on woods, um, think about like rifle stocks or any kind of stuff like that. You know, even old furniture and stuff. This stuff was pretty darn sweet, man. So that's my tip of the day. I just want to pass that along before I forget to say something about it. You know.
I think linseed oil and beeswax, don't they use that for like waterproofing tarps and stuff
Yep,
like that?
it sure does.
Isn't it like a, yeah,
Yeah, the canvas and waxed cotton movement that was real popular like 10 years ago. I was really into that. I've got little blocks of beeswax all over the house. I could probably find one on the bookcase behind me. I bet you I do. No. But yeah, you rub it into canvas or rub it into cotton, and it kind of looks all chalky on the outside. And then you hit it with a hair dryer,
yeah.
and it melts in and becomes soft, and
Uh,
it disappears. You can't see it anymore in the cotton or the canvas. Um, do it on like a barn jacket or something like that. It you don't rub it on. When you first rub it on, it looks all waxy and chalky and kind of gross. But like I say, you hit it with a heat gun or a hair dryer, melts in, and then you don't feel it anymore. It doesn't feel waxy on your fingers, and then rain just like you said, it bubbles right off. It's like Rain
mm.
X on it. It's very cool.
Yeah, I was watching it one time because I got into watching people build these old Viking tents.
Oh,
And so, and so they were making them from like scratch, and they would get the canvas tarp and then they would do the whole waterproofing thing with the linseed oil and the beeswax and yeah, it's an interesting if you've never seen somebody make an old Viking tent, like an old Viking lean-to, it's an interesting process and they're really cool. And I want to make one. Someday I'll
you
do it.
need
But
to. That would be a really cool project, and that would
yeah.
be a cool video.
Yeah.
So we gotta have the laser show, buddy. We gotta do it because look what happened.
Yeah.
NB Ryder decided that he wanted to gift a whole bunch of free memberships out. So, oh my gravy, that is awesome. 5 memberships. Let's take a look and see what happened here while we were chatting away.
That's cool.
First of all, he wrote this nice comment. This is Devin. He's in our Discord. He says, I'm here for the way you work through a live stream. It's truly one of my favorite places to spend my time. My wife is always like, what the heck are you listening to now? And I tell her, you're my new best bud. Well, Devin, you're my new best bud. And I love hanging out with you. I love the way you take those videos of yourself doing the simultaneous sip along with us and stuff like that. You post these videos of you hanging out with your grandkids and enjoying your day. And it's one of the things I look forward to in Discord. So thank you for handing out those memberships. Pam got a free membership from NB Writer 1. I'm Kel and I grow it. I don't know her, but she must be subscribed to us because this basically hands out a free membership randomly to 5 subscribers.
Yeah.
Heidi got one. Look at that. Mastering Midlife with Heidi. I know her from Rob the Maritimer, and she's always in the chat, definitely. Heart's Humble Homestead. Now, I remember this channel. I have not looked at this channel in a couple months, but they're, as you can imagine from the name, a homesteading channel. Very cool, folks. So thank you, Devin. That was super nice of you. If you guys who just got memberships, I think it's free for 2 months, if I remember correctly. And if you want to keep going with that afterwards, $1 a month. But there are some members only videos that you can watch while you're a member for free. So go back and watch my members only videos. I don't do a lot of those because I don't like to hide. I don't like to hide a lot of content behind a paywall or anything, but I wanted there to be something for somebody who's got them. And here I am just about to stop talking, and wouldn't you know it, look what happens in another light show.
Wow.
Because Brandon and Ashton, the generous ones in our chat, got another 5 memberships for folks. So let's see who got some freebies off of Brandon and Ashton, the traveling Whitcombs, and baby Charlotte. Dee Dee Loves Bling got a free membership. This fella here, Michael Hunt, got a free membership here. M. Melnick. I don't know either one of those folks. Wounds to Wisdom, I have seen around the streets of YouTube. I've seen her in the chat, and I think I've seen her doing live streams before. And Nacho
Hmm.
GS, do you think he's got a BMW R1200 GS motorcycle? Or do you think GS stands for something
Maybe.
else?
Yeah.
Thank you, Brandon and Ashton and Baby Charlotte. That was super sweet of you. I appreciate that, you guys. That reminds me, we should talk for a minute about value for value, because I keep bringing that up whenever that happens. I do the value for value laser show. So let me just talk for a second, if you don't mind me going on my little value for value rabbit hole. But it's kind of important. So I don't do ads, and I get emails all the time from people who want to put an ad on a live stream, or they want to put an ad in a video, and I don't do them. I believe instead of value for value, which I learned from the great Adam Curry, the face of Gen X, the MTV VJ who went on to invent podcasting. And Adam and his podcasting co-host invented value for value, which means that the live stream and the channel itself are supported by the viewers and the listeners. So essentially, if you feel like you've received any kind of value from this channel, from the live stream, from the podcast, from the videos, from hanging out in Discord, any of that kind of stuff, you decide what it's worth to you, and then return it back in the same degree that you think you've received. So, you could have you spent your hour and a half with me already tonight. You guys could have gone out to a movie. You could have gone out to dinner, and instead you decided to hang out with us tonight and hang out with me and Fred. So, anybody who wants to return that kind of value back to the channel, that can come in the form of leaving your comments in the chat, sharing my videos, just clicking like. And if you want to consider helping, out the channel, you can go to donate.winningtheweek.org and make a financial contribution. I would not turn down if somebody wanted to donate $5,000. I would not feel bad about that at all. But you can give as less. I think you can give as little as a dime, whatever value you think. And the membership gifts is another example of that, that keep rolling in like this. That's basically somebody helping. You're helping two people, because you're helping my channel by buying the memberships, and YouTube, I think, gives me like 60% of the dollar that comes in, and it also helps people get a free membership, and they can watch those super cool members only videos, and feel special about. And every once in a while, I do members only community posts too, as well, something like that. But that's not the reason to do it. The reason to do it is to return value for that you feel like you've got. So, uh, interesting question from Karen here. She and I are both moderators over at Rob the Maritimers, and she says, "Have you seen any spammers?" I
Mhm.
have not. Rob's got the most polite, kindest community in the entire world. It's the easiest place to moderate ever. No, I haven't seen the most I saw is people who ask a question and they don't feel like their question is being answered fast enough, so they start spamming the chat with their same question over and over. And I just hide those people for 10 minutes. That's it. So yeah, so I've been talking for a while. I'm talking over you here. Do you want to say anything?
I know you got your business to take care of, my friend. I know. I understand completely. I understand completely. While you were talking, I'm just sitting here opening packs.
Open up packs of
So,
cards.
yep. Yeah.
What do you think is the most valuable trading card you've ever yourself gotten?
Um, I just got Caitlin Clark.
Rookie card.
That was, well, I mean, it was like 35 bucks.
This is her rookie year, right?
No, no, her rookie year was in
Like I
2024.
said, so 2024 was her rookie year, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
the valuable
Exactly.
one you got was that
Try
her
and
rookie card.
try and get try and get packs of WNBA cards for that year. This box. So one of these boxes, these Don Russ Panini boxes that I was opening,
Yeah,
right? One of these for one of these for the previous, oh, sorry, there goes my
it
Zoom
like
again.
auto zooms when you bring something close to the camera, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is that her
So
rookie?
one of my
Is that her rookie picture on the front of the box?
no, no, she's got no, this is 2025.
Okay,
So this would have been her second year. But so this year is her third year. Um but the 2024. So this box here cost me $24. The same box is over $1,000 for that for her rookie
You
year
mean one that like
because everybody wants that
oh, just because it
card.
potentially could have her rookie card inside of it, right?
Right.
So an
Yep.
unopened box is for $1,000 just on the chance that her card's in it. And what
Yep.
does her card go for? The rookie
Oh, I don't know. It depends on what it is. Depends on
ballpark. I mean,
if it's a signature. If you get a signature card, thousands of dollars
what's a signature? That means she
easily.
actually signed it, or does that mean something else?
She actually signed it,
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the and you
So
have one of those. You've come across one of those before.
no, no. I've gotten signature cards before, and I got a rookie signature card for a lesser known player. She's so lesser known that I don't even remember who it was. But when I did the WNBA card opening a couple weeks ago, but I usually give these cards away. So when I do my openings on Fridays, I never keep the cards. I always give
Oh,
them
that's
away
nice.
to
That's
people.
cool.
Yeah. So this Friday I'm doing Magic the Gathering, but they have a new set out. It's for the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I saw your video on that.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm doing card openings for the Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering, and I'll be giving those away too. I have no clue how to play Magic the Gathering.
So remind me to say something to
I
you
just want to
about.
open the
Remind me to
cards.
say something about Magic the Gathering in a second. But first, more laser show because Mike's Adventure
Wow.
Sparks sent me a 4.99 super chat. He says, "You must be getting low on iced tea. We haven't done the toast yet." Mike, Mike, we did the simultaneous sip at the beginning. You were just late. You're going to have to roll it back and do your own simultaneous sip. But I'll do a sip with anybody. Here, grab your alcohol free 00 Heineken and cheers, Fred. Cheers,
Cheers.
Mike. Publix Diet Sweet Tea. Thank you, Mike. That was very nice of you, man. Appreciate it. Speaking of the chat room, um, I was thinking about that when I was saying what the AI said. I can sort by who had the most comments. Do you want to take a guess? Who in our community, not just in Discord, but people in the chat all the time, who do you think had the most comments? And by the way, we're at 475, so we're definitely going to hit 500 again. We're definitely going to get, we're almost there. Who do you think had the most comments in last Wednesday's chat?
I'm gonna say Jen.
You are correct. You are correct. 8675309 Wednesday, Jenny.
Yeah.
Who can I turn to? In fact, I have the stats.
What a guess.
I had the stats on the starting page when we were in the pre-show. Jenny had 55 messages and Devin had
Wow.
52. Miss M had 52. CL hit us with 51 and you yourself had 40. So,
Wow. Did I?
yeah. So,
Hmm.
which is funny because I asked you, were you in the live stream? And you were like in the top 5 chatters. So, my bad. Yes, I was there, Scott. I was one of the blabbermouths talking in the chat. Congratulations, Jenny. We should come up with some kind of like award or something. You know?
Yeah. I was gonna make a wisecrack about her talking so much, but then now you just said I was talking
Yeah,
so
you
much, so
can't
I was
say
like,
anything.
yeah,
You
maybe I'll just be quiet. Maybe I'll just shut
yeah,
up.
you can't say anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
ACR says he's the fattest Viking ever. Talking about your Viking tent. ACR
Nice.
is great. He's not fat. He's a what is? I learned a word. He's a I think it's endomorph. Have you ever heard of an ectomorph,
An
mesomorph,
endomorph.
and endomorph?
Hmm. Yep.
That's a new one on me. I learned that one this week. So he's
Oh,
not
did you?
fat.
All right.
He's an endomorph.
He's an endomorph. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be an ectomorph.
Yep. I've turned into a mesomorph
Oh yeah,
with my Zep bound shot that I've been taking for the past year and
what's
a half.
that?
So it's a GLP-1 shot that you take for losing
Oh,
weight
okay.
and getting off all your diabetes meds and stuff like that, which I wasn't on a lot. I was just on my metformin, but
Very good. I mean,
yeah, I was pretty
riding your
heavy.
bicycles 50 miles don't hurt.
Well, I tell you, I couldn't do it a year ago.
Good
I couldn't do it a year
for
ago,
you. That's awesome.
but I can do it
That's
now.
awesome. That's
So
awesome. About a year and a half ago,
slowly working my way up to my 100 miler.
I totally stopped pasta and bread and lost 70 pounds in a year. Unfortunately,
Well,
I heard the bread calling and I started eating a little bit of bread here and there again, and I
it's tough,
gained
man.
about 15 of it back. So I
Yeah.
need to go off it again. Oh,
I've become like a Zep bound evangelist.
preach it, man.
It's been, I tell you what, it's changed my life. Changed my life. It gave me a fighting chance, right? Because you get to a certain age, right? And if you're just heavy, I spent a lot of my adult life stressed
Uh-huh.
out, overweight, and then I got into the Santa Claus stuff, and that kind of gave me like an excuse to not have to do anything about it because, this, that, and the other thing. And, you expect people to be heavy and all this other stuff, Santa Claus is to be heavy. And finally, my doctor just said, look, you are right there from going.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're gonna have to do something. So I started looking into like bariatric surgery and all sorts. They wanted like I've got something called Barrett's esophagus, which is like where your gastric reflux like hardens the lining and changes the lining in your
Yeah.
esophagus. And so when I went and talked to them about bariatric surgery, they were saying, "Oh, we got to do the complete bypass." And I was like, "No, I'm not doing. I'm not letting you people like carve me up like that. That's not going to happen." And so I went back to my doctor and I said, "How about the shot?" He's like, "Well, how about the shot? You'd be all right with that?" And I was like, "Yeah." So he sent me a referral to a weight management clinic, and I started that. Year and a half later, almost a year and a half, not quite a year and a half, but um, yeah, I'm down 100
Good
pounds.
man.
So yeah.
That makes a lot more sense that you were playing Santa Claus, because when you were saying that you were, doing the Santa Claus thing and everything, I was like, okay, but he's a little thin for Santa Claus, but that's fine. But that makes sense. If there was a 100-pound heavier
I'll
version of
post some.
you a while back, that would make more sense.
I will post some pictures in Discord. If you guys want to see pictures of me as Santa Claus,
All right.
I'm gonna post some and
Pick
some
a couple out
videos.
that show how much thinner you are now, and let us see what you were the before picture, because now it all
I'm
makes
telling you,
sense. Look at this.
it's
Allie got in
amazing.
the chat. How's it going, Allie? Yay.
Hey.
So I was going to tell you something about Magic the Gathering, which I don't know anything about it. And I don't know anything about
Hmm.
Warhammer 40,000. And I don't know anything about all these games, but
Yeah.
I was out of work. I was on a work trip. Um, I was on a work trip once with three other guys. And the hotel that we were staying in for work in the lower open concourses was hosting a convention for those games. And it turns out it's
Hmm.
a really, really famous convention. We just had never heard of anything about it. It's called Adepticon. So,
Ah, okay.
so we were kind of wandering around, and I was filming for my channel, which at the time, back then, my channel was like a motorcycle buddies channel type thing. But I was always
Okay.
making videos of random, just everything I came across, anything. And so I made a video, and at the beginning of the video, we're walking around and we're just kind of like clueless and not knowing anything that we're looking at, and honestly kind of mocking it and making fun of it, almost saying, oh, we've entered the kingdom of the nerds. Wow, look at all these people with their painted figurines and stuff, because we just didn't know anything at all about it. But the convention went on and on and on for miles, and the deeper we got into it, we realized, oh, wait a minute, this is actually an art form. This isn't just people
Hmm.
playing with toys. This is an art form. These guys have these entire landscape maps built out, with like built out cities and stuff, and then they put their figurines on it that are very meticulously painted, hand painted figurines, and then they have all these rules
Yep.
on how they calculate whether an army can reach another army with tape measures and dice and stuff. And we're watching it, and we're like, this is way bigger than we ever heard of. Just because we had never heard of it, doesn't mean it
Yep.
doesn't exist and doesn't mean it's not huge, right? And then we got to
Yep.
the shop portion of the convention, the stores, and we saw the prices on all this stuff. And
Yeah. Oh,
we were
yeah.
like,
Big
we are
business.
crazy being in the wrong business, man. These things are super expensive. So
Yeah.
there's a video on my channel, still up. It's called Adepticon the Humbling. Because we
All
got
right. I'm gonna
humbled.
have to check that
We
out.
got humbled because we were making fun of something at the beginning that we totally didn't know about and understand, and realized the deeper we got into it that this is an entire community of people who
Yep.
all share this love for this collection of games and stuff. We saw families that were there together. We saw
Yep. Can't
grandparents
hate on
with
them. Yep.
with kids with grandkids and the parents in the middle who all were like excitedly going
Whole
through
families of people.
figurines. Oh,
Yep.
it was unbelievably cool. So it's very easy.
One of the most wholesome communities you could be
I
involved
was,
in, I
yeah,
think.
I really
Like,
learned a lot in that hour or so of walking around. And if you ever go to my channel and click on videos and sort by views, it's actually got a ton of views. It took years and years to grow up, but I think it's got like 40,000 views because so many people are into that content. And they
mhm.
were a lot nicer to us in the comments than we deserved because we were so mean at the beginning, saying, "Oh, this is so dumb. This is so nerdy. This is so
Yeah.
stupid." But because in the video we kind of came to the realization and admitted that we didn't know what we were talking about, people forgave us. And they were just happy
Yeah.
that people had found their hobby and thought it was cool, which it
Yeah.
is cool. It's really neat
Yeah.
stuff. CL on our channel here is a figurine painter and has some incredibly cool stuff that
Really?
I've just seen. Like in some of her painting videos, you'll see stuff sort of sitting in the background and stuff, really cool stuff like
That's
that.
cool.
I don't think she's ever done any actual videos on that topic, but and here's a comment
Hmm.
from her. Of course, now that I say that, we play Warhammer and Warhammer 40K. Yeah, of course you do because it's cool. Very neat.
My son plays Dungeons and Dragons all the time. Him and his
Yeah,
friends
my brother's really into
all the
that.
time.
I played it as a kid, but my
Yep.
brother still does D&D all the time. Hey,
Yep.
look who showed up.
Yep.
Look who's got it. What is it, like 4 in the morning or something, Peter? It's
Peter
got to
Urbanowski.
be 2:30, 3 o'clock. I bet you it's 2:30 a.m. Peter's up. How's it going, mate? What is up, Mr. Da Vinci Resolve coach, genius guru, right? How's it going, Peter? Glad you made it, buddy. You must not have been able to sleep. Well, hey, Mr. Fred, I don't know how late you wanted to stay up, but I'm starting to get to where I can't stop yawning.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
And work comes early tomorrow morning. So, is there
Trust me.
anything
Yeah,
you
I
wanted to
know.
talk about that we didn't get to, or any topics we didn't actually touch on that you wanted to talk about, or anything?
No, I don't think so. I mean, like if you guys aren't doing anything Friday night, come check me out. I'm going to be doing this week, like I said, I'm going to be doing Magic the Gathering card
Hey,
openings. I don't know anything about the cards. I don't know how to play Magic the Gathering, but it's the Hobbit for crying out
and you
loud.
said you have a
And
you have like an app or something on your phone that you can scan a card and know if something's valuable right away, right?
yep, yep. And I just figured out a way to previously what I was doing was I have a second webcam, and so I have the camera set up, and I would take a screenshot of the card and send it off to Maple, and Maple would tell me all about the card. But now I've figured out a way to stream my camera off my phone to my live stream. And so I'm just going to use the app and talk to Maple at the same time and
Are you going to do that in the
talk
live
to
stream?
chat, whoever
Are you
shows
going
up.
to show how to do
Yep.
that in the live stream? Or
Sure.
like at least
Yeah.
not necessarily
Yep.
teach how to do it, but you're going to do it where we can see what you're doing or something?
Yeah, I should be. Yeah, I could do that. I could show people how to do that. Yeah. Yeah.
ACR says, "Don't compete with me on Friday, bro." Well, the
Trust me.
good thing is there's a such thing as
I don't know much of a.
there's replays. You guys can pick one, watch
Yeah.
watch the other replay sometime. I'm gonna try and make it
Yeah.
to Fred on your live stream on Friday nights. Most of the time, Friday nights are
Okay.
booked out for me, and I can't do it. But during the summertime, I'm free on Friday nights. So
Yeah. Like I said, I'm just doing what I'm doing and just kind of enjoying what I'm doing. And like my first live stream for the card pulls, I did My Little Pony, you know, and it was awesome. It was awesome. The artwork on it, and the best part was I got to give it all the cards to my nephew's 4-year-old daughter, and she loves them. And so
that My Little
that's the
Pony
best part.
opening thing you did was one of the first videos I saw of yours when I first met you, and
Oh,
I was
really?
like, what is this guy? Is this guy like some kind of weirdo? Is he like one of these
No.
bronies or something? I'm like,
Yeah, I
thankfully you
know. I'm
weren't.
just doing what I'm doing.
ACR, I appreciate the kind words here, man. I think we all needed this live stream. This has been fun. I've been enjoying hanging out with my man Fred here, so
Yeah,
I'm
it's been
glad you
fun.
liked it. Well, thanks again,
Fun
buddy.
seeing everybody.
I'm gonna skip the producer shout outs for tonight. I will definitely put everybody who's in the chat's name gets listed as a producer in the credits. And I appreciate everybody, but because it's so late, I'm gonna forego the producer shout outs, and we will get those done for sure next time. So,
Okay,
but I appreciate everybody in the
cool.
chat, and I appreciate everybody hanging out with us, and I appreciate you, Fred.
Hey, I appreciate you for, I don't know, hanging
Very
out.
cool.
Like,
If
it's
you
cool.
wanna
I had a lot
if
of
you wanna
fun.
hang out in Zoom, I'll talk to you for a minute after we get off the air.
Sure.
All right, bye everybody. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Bye.